Hi there, Reliables. This is Steve from 24/7 Systems and Tango, and through a series of 3 short tutorials, I'm going to tell you about a powerful new tool we've rolled out called the Location Editor tool. Using drag and drop capabilities, this tool will let you quickly add, edit, and move assets within the location structure. Copy and remap locations within the asset tree. Add and edit tasks. And export your location structure to an Excel file. In this video we will cover the Add Edit Location tab of the tool. We will cover the other 4 tabs in subsequent videos. A couple of notes before we start. Tango is optimized for Chrome, and we highly recommend using Chrome as your browser for the suite of Tango applications on both desktop and mobile devices. Users with location editing privileges can add and edit any of these levels in the Location Editor tool. Privileges are sometimes limited by roles and user regions. If you need rights to edit the location structure in your database, contact your Tango administrator to gain access. For new users, you can see the asset tree on the left of your screen, containing the asset location structure. Tango has 5 asset levels: plant, unit, function, asset, and component. Only one plant level is allowed, and general stores and anonymous location can be turned on by your Tango administrator. An easy way to remember how the location structure is normally organized is to think of the plant as a group of units. Units contain groups of functions. Functions contain groups of assets. And assets contain the replaceable or repairable components of the asset. It's important to note that all of Tango's condition reporting is generated by the information gathered on the component locations. I'm going to be using one of Tango's training databases for this presentation, but it's no different than your company's database. Let's get started. Users can access the Location Editor tool from 2 locations. Option 1, under each level action menu, click the Unit's action menu you wish to edit. Select Edit Unit or Insert function. Note that the edit level changes depending on which level you are on: unit, function, asset, or component. Edit will navigate to the Edit Location modal. And Insert will open the Add New Location modal for the selected location. You can work within the window that opens, or you can close that pop-up to access the full Location Editor. Option 2. Under Services, you can select Location Editor tool, and the full Location Editor tool will open directly. We'll start by adding a new unit under the plant level. Then add functions, assets, and components as needed. Trends and observations can also be added, but we will discuss this in a later video covering the Edit Task tab. To begin, we have several active units, and we're going to add another unit. Click Add Unit and name this area Demo Unit 2. Click Save, add Next if you're adding multiple units, or Save and Close if you're only adding one. You can also set the appearance order here if you like, but there's an easier way to do that later in this video. We're only adding one unit, so save and close. After the unit has been added, expand the unit by clicking the unit name. Then click Add Function. We're going to name this location Function 3. We're only adding one new function, so save and close. Now we're going to add some assets. We'll start with a couple of agitators. Expand Function 3 in the Location Editor tool, and click Add Asset. Name it as you want it to appear in your location structure, in this case Agitator 3.1. In the Usage Type field, you can choose the appropriate usage for the asset. Installation means equipment in this location is installed for production. Spare means it is a storage location. Scrap means it is a location for scrap equipment. And Repair means it is a location for equipment being repaired. Installation is the standard type for adding locations, so we will select Installation for this demo. You can add a criticality score here if you like, but it's optional. Criticality is determined by the customer, and is created and maintained by your Tango administrator. If you're only adding one asset, click Save and Close. But we're going to add another, so I'll click Save, Add Next. Now I'll add Agitator 3.2 in the same manner. Click Save and Close and you should now see both agitators under the function. In Tango, components are the location where repairable equipment can be installed or removed for repair. Equipment management and tracking is handled separately, but the locations do not change. Tango requires a component location to have equipment installed in order to track location and equipment history. So if your facility is not utilizing equipment management, then installing anonymous equipment is required. Now let's add some components to our assets. Each agitator has an agitator, a motor, and a gearbox. We'll click Add Component under Agitator 3.1. There are 3 radio buttons at the top. Component is the default, and is an actual piece of equipment such as a motor, a pump, or a gearbox. Gauge and observation are measurement and condition data points that are tied to rounds and aren't used very often, so we'll leave the component radio button selected. We'll call this component Motor 3.1a, using the name text field. For equipment types, we'll choose motor from the drop-down. Equipment types are used by Tango for a couple of purposes. 1. General reporting. Using a generic motor type will group all motors into one category when generating fault distribution reports. For more detailed reports, specify the exact equipment type like motor, AC induction, or motor, servo. 2. Equipment replacement options. When installing physical equipment into locations, the Find Replacement option in a location's history data will only search for equipment matching the exact equipment type. You can enter criticality and MTBF, or mean time between failure, data as needed, but these are determined by the customer. Leave the Insert Anonymous Equipment box checked if your facility is not utilizing equipment management. Users can add the new component to existing condition assessment tasks by selecting the task from the drop-down menu and clicking Add to Task. Users can add to all preferred tasks. This location will go on the Demo Unit 1 monthly task. We will discuss more about this in the Edit Task training video later in this series. You can open the Alias drop-down to add alias values. And under Linked Documents, you can view or upload photos, screenshots, linked documents such as warranty information or operator manuals, or you can link to a URL such as an online manual. Click Save, Add Next. Your new motor is now available under the Agitator 3.1 asset. We'll add the gearbox and agitator the same way. I've gone ahead and added the remaining components to our new function to save a little time, so now we have our function finished out with assets and components. If you need multiple versions of any level in your location structure, there is an easy way to replicate them that we will discuss in the third video covering the Move Copy Locations tab. Earlier, we mentioned the appearance order, which allows the user to display the location in a specific order, and here's the easy way to set that. On the Add Edit tab, navigate to the level you want to reorder. Let's reorder the assets, but note that you can do this at any level in the tree. On the same line as Add Asset, you see a Reorder button. Click that button, and you can then drag and drop the assets into any order that you choose. When moving things around in the Location Editor tool, remember that green means go. If you are dragging a location and you move over another location that turns green, you can drop in that location. If you don't get the green, you can't drop in that location. Once you are happy with the order, be sure to click the Commit button, or click Cancel to revert the order back to the original locations. Now, over here on the right, you can see a few other functionalities that will help you organize your structure in the way that best fits you. The first one is this button that looks like a data structure. This button will show that location in your asset tree. If I'm looking to see where Gearbox 3.1a is in the asset tree, I can simply click this button and it takes me right to it, like this. And now you see it over here in your asset tree, where you can open the location level menus for more data tracking. On the far right, you can see this Edit button where you can edit the location information of anything in your asset tree. If I want to edit Gearbox 3.1a, I click on that button and the edit window pops up. You can edit the name, the equipment type, the criticality score, the target MTBF, or add it to a task route. Under the Alias Definitions dropdown, you can view any alias information available. Right under that, you can open the Condition Cases dropdown. You can access all previous condition entries for this location. Finally, here is another place where you can view or upload photos, screenshots, linked documents such as warranty information or operator manuals, or you can link to a URL such as an online manual. One other important feature here is the Decommission box. If that's selected, the location will still exist but will not show up in your asset tree. You can see it through the Location Editor tool by selecting the Show Decommission button. Decommissioned locations will now show up grayed out at the bottom of the list. You can then edit the location to recommission by deselecting the box. It will then appear in the same asset tree location it was in prior to decommissioning. Located above your locations are the search and filter functions. This funnel-looking button allows you to filter your view by several criteria. Filtering by asset will bring up locations at the asset level. Filtering by asset component will bring up locations at the component level. Remembering that motors are components, don't search for them at the asset level. You can also filter by all motors by selecting from the equipment type drop-down. We'll select motor AC induction and click apply. Now only the units containing AC induction motors will be shown. To clear the filter, simply click the X in the filter box. The columnar-looking button allows you to toggle a few things: Tango ID, order value, and locate in tree. I'm going to deselect the Show Tango ID box, and you will see that column disappear to the right. Click the X at the top right to close and save. Looking at the search bar, you can search for assets, asset components, or equipment types. As of this time, you cannot search for equipment by serial number or model number in this particular search location. Searching for motor will bring up a list of motors of all types. Mouse over the result to view the asset structure to make sure that this is the asset you want. Select the pin to see it in the location structure. By now, I'm sure you've noticed these red trash cans. They indicate that a location can be deleted. A location may only be deleted if there is no history or descendant location associated with it. As we see it here, the component agitator 3.1A can be deleted, because there's nothing under it. However, motor 3.1A cannot be deleted because it was placed on a task route when we created it. The agitator 3.1 asset cannot be deleted because it has components under it or has some sort of information associated with it. Now we have set up our asset tree. Over the next 2 videos, we'll add functionalities that will unleash the power of Tango's information management. We'll show you how to build routes and use the copy features to quickly populate your asset tree. Thanks for watching, and as always, we're available from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday Eastern Time. For more information, questions or comments, hop on over to our website at www.tf7.com and get in contact with us. We're always happy to hear from you.